Yo, what's going on, guys? So, this one's about um, people being bots programmed in the Matrix. Uh, and these people are usually working for, somebody nearby that's consecrating them to practically antagonize people that's living in the area. And the only way they're able to affect you is they have to be able to cause a reaction that's negative. All right? So you have to establish yourself with a belief system that is actually opposite of what they're actually trying to say. What they will say will be something made up in their own fantasy, something made up in their own head. Um, the problem is that they're living in sin and they're doing their father's will. They're doing their daddy's will. They're doing their father's will. They're doing their mother's will. And that's causing chaos, disturbing the peace. And it's all in Galatians chapter 5. If you want to go ahead and see that, you can open a Bible up and go look for it. So it all comes back down to sin, works of the flesh, and what they want you, the targeted individual, they want you to respond violently because they're hypocrites. Jesus said they were hypocrites because they were wrong. They were sinning, living in sin, but they were trying to bring other people under law. You see, they were trying to make excuses for themselves and blame everybody else, play the blame game. And if you happen to be in the community or whatever, then they're going to go ahead and try to play those games. So what you can do about that is establish yourself with your own belief system. One way to combat these bots, these workers of iniquity, these wicked doers, is to use your gift. Use your gift of male authority. Use an authoritative tone with these individuals. And always ask questions. Okay? Always ask a question. When they project onto you their negative energy, their negative mannerisms, and they cast their spell upon you with their words that they utter, these people, you got to realize, and you have to come to a realization also while you're in your downtime, that you're dealing with you're not dealing with people. First of all, you're dealing with people, but they're not really people. You get what I'm saying? These are programmed individuals. that since they were born, since they came out of their mother's womb, been taught that it's okay to do wrong. It's okay to sin. There's no consequences. You get away with it. But they grow up with those mannerisms. They grow up not wanting to quit. You see, they don't want to quit. They don't know there's a time and place for everything, and there's nothing new under the sun. But they don't know how to quit because of that fear. They're scared to lay under a bush. They're scared to lay under a tree. They're scared to be uncomfortable. They're scared to be in shame. They're scared of that. So they're the opposite of every good thing. They display opposite characteristics of good, which by nature makes you evil. But in their mind, they don't believe that there's a good or evil. This is why they're called bots, programmed individuals. If you saw the movie Terminator, just like that. They out there gathering information, fault finding, just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes. They out there fault finding people, trying to catch somebody doing something wrong when they're the ones in all reality doing wrong, and they're teaching people to do wrong, and they don't even know how to do right. If you're going to do wrong the wrong way and not the right way, you got to get off. So they set these establishments up with the bots already in it. The first temptation that Jesus went through in the wilderness was that the devil came to him, and he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And the devil said, and he was yet hungered, right? So he was hungered. And the devil said, if you be the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. If you be the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. What he asked Jesus to do was very unrealistic. You see what I'm saying? The devil asked you to do unrealistic things. The devil knows you can't turn a stone into bread unless inside of your mind you believed in a fantasy or a lie. You see what I'm saying? Unless you projected a stone to be made into bread. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same way. It's the same way with people. They're projecting everything but God. They're projecting everything but truth. They're projecting everything but logic. They're projecting everything but growth. They're not projecting spiritual growth, but they are perceiving. They're perceiving things through their physical senses. You see what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are ready yet. I don't think they're ready. They're carnally minded. which is death. You see? They're already thinking carnal. They're perceiving things carnally, which is the end, death. The ending of their thought is a thought that bringeth death, not everlasting life. You see what I'm saying? I don't think people understand that. I don't think they understand higher intelligence. I don't think people understand higher. They see degradation. They know degradation. They know defilement. They know works of the flesh. But they don't see higher thoughts. There's a reason in Colossians 3. God said, seek ye the things that are from above, not the things that are on the earth. For a reason. Because once you start seeing past the dimensional lies, you start to move up spiritually. And when you're up here and you're looking down here, you see that down here it ain't gonna end good. You see down here is nothing good. You see the outcome of people down here thinking down here. It's not even real. Because they're not living in a spiritual outlook. They're not seeking the things above themselves. They're only looking at life and looking at things for usury purposes, for traumatizing purposes, for abusive purposes down here, for emotional trauma purposes down here. And when you up here and you seeing it happening down here, you start opening up your eye. Slowly, you start opening up. And you start seeing that people around you got a lot of issues. You see? Now, if I was a liar, a deceiver, I would probably tell you, hey, don't focus on everybody else, focus on yourself. But what they don't know is that you need other people. As a human being, you need other people that are positive, that are on the same frequency, that is on the same vibe.